Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're running a small business, you're juggling a million things at once. But there's one area you absolutely can't afford to overlook: data privacy. I know, terms like GDPR and CCPA can sound super intimidating, like something only big corporations need to worry about. But that's a huge misconception, and today, we're going to break it all down in a simple, straightforward way. We'll cover what these laws mean for you, how to comply without breaking the bank, and why getting this right is crucial for building trust with your customers. So, grab a coffee, and let's demystify data privacy for your small biz. First up, let's talk about the big two, GDPR and CCPA. GDPR stands for the General Data Protection Regulation. It's a European Union law, but don't tune out if you're not in the EU. If you have customers or even just website visitors from Europe, it applies to you. Think about it: do you sell products online? Do you have a blog with international readers? Then you need to pay attention. The core idea of GDPR is giving individuals control over their personal data. This means you need a lawful basis to collect and process data, like getting clear consent. You can't just pre-check a box on a form. Users have to actively opt in. They also have rights, like the right to access their data and the right to be forgotten, which means you have to be able to delete their data if they ask. Next, we have the CCPA, the California Consumer Privacy Act. As the name suggests, this one's from California, but just like GDPR, its reach is wider than you might think. It applies to businesses that meet certain criteria, like having a gross annual revenue of over $25 million, or buying, selling, or sharing the personal information of 100,000 or more California residents. Now, you might be thinking, phew, I'm too small for that, but it's important to know the rules, especially as you grow. The CCPA gives Californians the right to know what personal information is being collected about them and the right to opt out of the sale of their data. You'll often see this as a "do not sell my personal information" link on websites. It's all about transparency and giving consumers a choice. Okay, so what does this actually mean for you, the small business owner on a tight budget? Let's get practical. The very first step is to know your data. This is called a data audit or data mapping. You need to figure out what personal data you're collecting: names, emails, addresses, IP addresses, you name it. Where are you collecting it from? Your website contact form, your email list, your e-commerce platform. And what are you doing with it? Are you using it for marketing, for order fulfillment? Just create a simple spreadsheet to track all of this. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it forces you to understand your data flow. This single step is the foundation for everything else, and it costs you nothing but a bit of your time. Once you know what data you have, your next step is to create a clear and easy-to-understand privacy policy. This is non-negotiable. Your privacy policy is where you tell your customers everything you discovered in your data audit. Be transparent, explain what data you collect, why you collect it, how you use it, and who you share it with, like your email service provider or payment processor. Also, you must explain their rights under laws like GDPR and CCPA and tell them how they can exercise those rights, for instance, by providing a contact email for data requests. There are many affordable templates online that you can adapt for your business. Just make sure it accurately reflects your actual practices. Put a link to it in your website footer where it's easy to find. Finally, let's talk about consent and security. For things like your marketing newsletter, you need to get explicit consent. This means using an unchecked box that people have to actively click to subscribe. And remember, you need to keep a record of that consent. On the security side, you have a responsibility to protect the data you hold. This doesn't mean you need a Fort Knox-level security system. Simple steps make a huge difference. Use strong, unique passwords for all your business accounts and enable two-factor authentication wherever possible. Keep your website software and plugins updated to patch security holes. And be very careful about who has access to customer data within your business. By taking these basic, low-cost steps, you're not just complying with the law. You're building a trustworthy brand that customers will feel confident doing business with. It's a win-win. I know it can feel like a lot, but by starting with these basics: knowing your data, creating a solid privacy policy, and managing consent and security, you're well on your way. It's all about being transparent and respecting your customers. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tips to help your business thrive. See you in the next video.